and welcome to Good Morning KU. I'm Becca Carr.
And I'm Emma Green.
And welcome back from spring break. It's Thursday. I'm sure people are finally getting into the groove. It took me a really long time.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It was so hard to wake up every day this week. It was awful.
It really was hard for me to get back and focus on my classes again instead of just watching Netflix.
Yeah. Did you have any tests this week?
No, I didn't. All my midterms were before spring break.
Oh, that's good. There were a lot of people that had tests this week, and I think that is horrible.
That is mean.
Yeah. Goodness. So what did you do for spring break?
Over spring break, I just went home. I live in St. Louis. I hung out with my mom. Okay. We went to the Botanical Garden in St. Louis. It was a lot of fun. It's really pretty.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
All my friends went to tropical places, but I just took a picture of a palm tree at the Botanical Garden. Close enough.
Basically the same thing. Who needs beaches and water when you have that palm tree?
It was
for
close.
Sure.
I tried.
Yeah. Well, we do have pictures from everybody on our team today. Let's see what the first one is. Caroline, she went to Boulder. It was snowing in Boulder. She said earlier that for the past 3 days, her friends have all had snow days because it's just been snowing like crazy.
Isn't it supposed to snow today?
It was snowing outside here a little bit on my way in, and I walked to class today, so that was a mistake on my part. It was freezing. And then here's my picture. I actually went home for the first part of my week, and that's me and my best friend. We always go on fancy dates when I go home, so we just dress up and look nice, and we go to Olive Garden because that's the fanciest you can get in Wichita, Kansas, apparently. Yes. So there's that one. And here you are.
This is me and my mom at the Botanical Garden. They had an orchid show. It was really pretty.
Yeah, you guys look so cute. Oh, look at you and your mom. And then here's our trader, Zach. He is in Iowa with his family at a Hawkeyes bar and grill watching the game. Apparently he sat there with his family for 3 hours just watching all the tournament stuff, which was probably really fun because, the games were really intense this year.
Yeah, the tournament is crazy this year.
Which is really cool. That's how the tournament should be,
It's the most fun.
All right, and so here's Jaden. What did she do?
Jaden is with her sister at a museum in Kansas City near Union Station.
Yeah, that's really, they're in money. That's really cool, for sure. And here's Marcia. If you ask Cal, Marcia's catching some flies there. Her mouth is really open in this picture. But she was hanging out with some former coworkers before she went to go hang out with her current coworkers. And she didn't want it to be known, but she definitely liked her former coworkers more than she likes her current coworkers. So hopefully some of her current coworkers are watching so they can be upset at her about that. And then here is Nadia and her dog. I love dogs so much.
Oh my gosh.
So I appreciate everything about this picture. I don't even know the dog's name, but I want it in my lap right now. And here is Lee. She's on Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. And if you ask me, that's the best sandcastle I've ever seen.
Yes.
And if I were to be on a beach, that is what my sandcastle would look like.
I wish I could have.
But probably definitely worse.
Wish I could have gone somewhere warm for break.
No joke. It was, I don't know, it was windy.
It was cold in Missouri.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't know why.
That was so nice.
Really cold.
And then here's Taryn with her teammates, and they are on their way to the beach. Taryn's on the track team, so a couple of her friends, or teammates, went to the beach, and again, jealous of that warm weather for sure. And then here is Jacob staying on brand, just chasing some storms out there during spring break. That's a pretty cool picture for sure.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
All right, and that is all of the pictures that we have for spring break. It honestly looked like everyone had a really good time for sure. Most of my week was spent working, but that first part that I went home was really nice for sure.
Yeah.
And then in big news today, KU in the Sweet 16 for the first time in 2 years, which is really, really awesome. I'm so excited to watch the game tonight for sure. Are you going to go anywhere special?
I'm just going to watch it in my dorm because I'm lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a late game today.
Yeah, it's at
8:40
8:40 tonight on CBS, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And we're playing number 5 Maryland. Their coach is Mark Turgeon. He used to coach for Wichita State, but he did play for KU in 1984 to 1987. He played with Danny Manning, which is really cool to have that on your resume for sure.
All roads lead to Lawrence.
Yeah. I know he's pretty nervous for the game because he's playing his alma mater for sure, but I'm pretty nervous for the game. I hope we can pull out the win.
Always nervous.
Yeah,
You just never know in the tournament.
I know. And I saw Devontae Graham at work the other day, and he did not seem as focused as I need him to be for this game.
Oh, no.
That's about all we have for you hosting this morning. So next we're going to have an interview with Melia by our very own Marcia Stay. Stay tuned.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm here with GJ. Speaking of spring break selfies, you went to New York over spring break.
I did not take any selfies, but I did go to New York.
How was that? What did you do?
Well, I had the best meatball I've ever had in Little Italy. That was fun. Walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, too. So that was a good time.
So this meatball, how would you describe it?
Well, it was very, very light and fluffy. And the spaghetti sauce to pair with it was just phenomenal.
So did you just go to eat one meatball, or did you go and get an entire meal? What were the dynamics here?
Well, I went with my family. I went with my folks up to New Jersey to visit my sister because she works in Princeton. And then from there, we went to New York for the day, watched KU beat West Virginia later that night. But yeah, we went to Little Italy and just kind of explored. And my sister had been to the restaurant before, and it was her favorite restaurant in New York. So she really likes the seafood ravioli.
Oh, gotcha.
Very good.
So was this your first time going to New York? Have you been there before?
No, I believe it's my third time going to New York.
Oh, cool.
So.
Was this the most notable experience in all of your times visiting?
Most notable, yes, because the subway, when I had been there, nothing had really happened on the subway, but there's just weird stories on the subway. Like, do you want to hear one?
I'd love an example, yes.
Okay, example, there's this homeless man on the subway, and he starts just talking to people on the subway, and just, hey, I'm homeless, blah, 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 and obviously you feel terrible. So then this one woman stepped up, came in the clutch, gave him a muffin.
Wow.
Yeah, made me feel nice.
That is nice. It's the little things. How would you compare that to people here? I mean, I know there's always a stereotype saying that people in New York are not as nice as people in Kansas, but...
They aren't.
They aren't?
They have to be, but they aren't. They have to be not as nice. You just kind of gotta be mean a little bit.
Can you elaborate?
Well, you just can't get stepped on. Like if someone bumps into you, normally my reaction would be like, oh, I'm sorry. But like if I bump into someone in New York, they're just gonna be like, they just move on with their day. Like they don't think you exist.
Does your own mentality change while you're in New York? Is it kind of just a shift for you, or is it just the people around you?
It took me a couple hours.
Okay.
It took me a couple hours to just kind of be like, yeah. So I went in, I visited my sister, I believe it was over fall break. And yeah, we went to New York for a day. And you just gotta get in the mentality of just like, I'm gonna get stepped on if I don't like hold my own.
Okay. But so it's a process, but you get there. You end up with that New York mentality. How do you come back from it when you return to the Midwest?
I normally can fit in pretty easily, just back in the Midwest because that's where I'm from. I feel like I'm a relatively nice person, so I can just kind of chill.
That's fair. Also, you are producer of LFK. What is LFK?
LFK is a sketch comedy show that I do along with a few of my good friends. We've used some two tenors in the past, but J210, but we've got a couple now. But yeah, we are just a sketch comedy show. We just kind of get goofy with it. That's essentially what we try to do. Goofy segments. Yeah.
So the show's been on for a couple of seasons. How have you seen it evolve since it started?
Well, since it started, I feel like we have just been slowly gotten shorter and shorter shows, but better ideas, but obviously when I first started, we were all freshmen, and then so we had a little more time on our hands. Now I'm a junior, a couple years, I don't have as much time, I'm working, other stuff is going on, full-time student, got to get the credits up, because I've been a bit of a slacker the past year, so yeah, so it's just kind of that, better ideas, but like just less time to do it.
So you need more people. What kind of people are you looking for to be on LFK?
Anyone who is good / interested in learning how to edit. Plenty of editors are needed. But then just anyone who thinks they're really funny. And we will make sure you know if you are funny or not. But if you have good ideas, if you want to just kind of get goofy with it, just spit out ideas.
Do you think you'll use your New York experiences to help you, to inspire you to write comedy?
Inspire me to write comedy? I mean, you just kind of take from everything. So yes, there are some New York ideas I have, but a lot of them don't pertain because we just don't have enough people, like, city center to totally get like, just like the street performer-esque, like write a sketch about a street performer just being ridiculous. But like it's hard to do that when you don't have a subway system.
That's fair.
To accurately pertain to the video.
That's fair. If someone were if they wanted to join, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, they can always come and ask Cal. They can talk to you too, because you've been on the show in the past. If they want my email, it's my name, which has popped up earlier in the show, gjmelia@ku.edu. Yeah, there it is. My name, it's right down there, and my name @ku.edu.
Perfect. Well, is there anything you'd like to add?
That meatball, best meatball ever. I can't remember the place. Maybe it was called Dave's Meatball Mountain. I don't know.
It's a wonderful name.
2 meatballs. They give you 2 meatballs. Best meatball you'll ever have in your life.
There were 2 meatballs.
2 meatballs plus this baller spaghetti sauce.
Wow. Perfect. Well, stick around. After the break, we'll have news for you.
Welcome back. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Zach, and here's your Thursday Good Morning KU News Update. One of the suicide bombers involved in the Brussels airport attack on Tuesday was believed to have been involved in the Paris attacks last year. The Associated Press reported that European officials found traces of his DNA in the rummage. The 3 explosions that occurred killed at least 31 people and injured many others. The Brussels airport will be closed until further notice.
Former KU student filed a lawsuit against the university on Monday. In the lawsuit, she claimed that the university took no action in regards to her sexual assault. She said the attack happened in 2014 by a member of the football team. After one of her friends reported a similar incident with the same man, she filed one as well. This isn't the only Title IX lawsuit currently against KU. In her lawsuit, the student said her main goal was to help others on campus who've had similar experiences.
After 4 months of paid leave, communications professor Andrea Quinet was found not guilty of violating discrimination policies. The incident began last fall in November when the professor used the N-word in one of her classes. In the report, Quinet said she was unaware of racism on campus. There is no confirmation as to whether or not Quinet will return to the university.
A new bidding website called Quibid is now changing the way online shoppers spend their money. The website offers extremely low prices on items such as televisions, laptops, jewelry, and more. For every bid placed, shoppers must spend 60 cents. The bids go fast, but if done correctly, a shopper could walk away with a MacBook for $15.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are currently leading their parties in the primaries and caucuses. Bernie Sanders and Ted Cruz are too far behind. The next set of caucuses will occur on Saturday for Hawaii, Washington, and Alaska.
A bill to fund education in Kansas is heading to the legislature tomorrow. The bill calls for an equal amount of money being allocated to schools across the state. Some school districts will see significant decreases in their funding, but it will only be effective for the 2016-2017 year.
Don't forget to watch the Jayhawks today as we take on 5th-seeded Maryland in the Sweet 16.
And that'll be all for your Good Morning KU update. Stick around after the break for weather.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Well, spring might have started a couple days ago, but that does not mean we're out of this unpredictable, cold Kansas weather. When I woke up this morning, it was 30 degrees, snowing with a northwest wind at 25 miles an hour. Sharp contrast from yesterday where our low was higher than the average high for that time of year, 60 degrees, 2 degrees above average for the high. We even had some severe weather yesterday around the Kansas City area. We had a few reports of large hail, some damaging winds. Fortunately, today should be a little more calm, albeit just a little chilly. Today looking at 53 degrees, cloudy. That northwest wind's going to continue at 25 miles an hour, so on your walk to class, make sure to bundle up. Tonight looks like things are going to cool off a little bit. At 8 o'clock around the KU game tonight, looking at 43 degrees. That wind's going to die down a little bit, but it'll still be pretty chilly, so if you're planning on going out for this KU game, make sure you bundle up. And the good news for us is that things are going to warm up a little bit this week. Looking at our 5-day forecast, looking at 63 degrees Friday, 61 degrees Saturday, Sunday 51, things cool off a little bit. Might have some rain Saturday, Sunday morning. And Monday, things are going to warm up at 65, Tuesday 70 degrees. Well, that's going to do it for our weather and our show today. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, be sure to follow KU Media Crossroads on social media and stay tuned for next show on Thursday.